Tonight we investigate claims about a man entering into thousands of dreams all around the world. My name is Sidalinik, this is Marcus, and you're listening to Fallen Hour Radio. Enjoy the long promo. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you may be tuning into the podcast, whatever platform you may be on. My name is Sidalinik. This is Marcus with the beats. And this is Fallen Hour Radio. It's actually, Marcus actually did this beat as well. What was your thought process going into this one?
It's just what I heard seeing his face. To be honest.
We're kind of thinking like a promo, like maybe it's got to sound like little R.L. Steinish to fit that guy's image. The dude we're talking about today is extremely creepy, and it just gives us the creeps. And I think, and Marcus has been wanting to do this for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Talk about this guy.
What I hate is like, the first time I saw him is I remember reading an article about him, and then later on, like after I forgot about him, I was scrolling through Facebook and just saw his face. And like I scrolled, it was like 2 a.m. I was like, oh, and scrolled past it really quick. It's just his face gave me the creeps. I was like, after that, I was like, okay, we gotta do this.
We're talking about a phenomenon that has started out, was it New York or Los Angeles?
New York.
It's a phenomenon that started out in New York in 2006. The story goes, it was a well-known psychologist had a client, and this guy had this recurring dream?
Recurring dream, yeah.
And he would see this.
Well, it wasn't a recurring dream. He kept seeing the same person in his dreams.
And it was like a pattern then.
Yeah, it was a pattern.
So the story goes, the psychologist had this guy drawn up, and he put it on his desk, kind of just left it there, and he got another patient in, and that guy, the new patient, recognized this guy's face. So the psychologist thought there was something to this story. So he sent it to his colleagues, all his other colleagues, and within a few months there was like 4 people who confirmed.
12, I think.
12 people who confirmed seeing this guy inside their dreams, and within months, or to this date, there have been 2,000 sightings?
Yeah.
2,000 sightings.
That first year, I think it was 200. And then, to this date, it's supposed to be like 2,000.
That's still kind of scary, though. Like, there's 200 people out there when it first started.
I mean, even more than 2, describing like somewhat the same type person. It's kind of creepy. I don't know.
And this guy he's categorized, or he's named This Man. And basically, people are putting up this guy's photos all around the world, everywhere from Dubai to the United States, asking if anybody's seen this man, because he has yet to be recognized in public. If he is a real person, that's one of the theories that we're going to get into. And no man has come forward, and nobody has come forward with an image of the real person if this was a real person. There's a couple of theories on this, and we're actually going to get into this, of what this actually could be. There's one famous theory, and it's called the archetype theory. And it says, according to Jung's psychoanalytic theory, this man is an archetypal image belonging to the collective unconscious that can surface in times of hardship, emotional development, dramatic changes in your life, stressful circumstances, la-di-da, and particularly sensitive subjects. And
that kind of goes along with the first story wasn't it? Where that person said that he wasn't really like a nightmare or anything, but he was kind of giving him like personal, like talking about personal things that were going on in his life, like his.
And is that when that guy showed up?
Yeah, that's when he showed up. He said in his dream, that guy was talking to him about his like things that were going on in his own life, personal things that were going on with him,
and giving him advice,
giving him advice and stuff like that on it. And
so, is it possible? This is my theory. Is it possible that? I don't know if I fully believe this. Is it possible that this is one of the theories? I think it's part of the unconscious. So this person could actually be somewhat hereditary, in a sense that people gather this same image because we're all basically biologically the same. They gather the same image inside their head, and that appears in times of hardship.
I don't know, maybe like you can't put a face to it. That's why he kind of looks distorted.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to like conjure up this person.
So it's kind of like that theory that if you look inside a dark room, you'll start to put together faces.
Start to see things.
So what if this is part of the unconscious brain to where that there's a man in the dream and he's supposed to be there in your dream because your mind's putting him there, but your mind is trying to gather this image or this persona of a guy, and it turns out to be this guy.
Like they all almost start looking the same.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That makes sense?
That does make sense.
That's a new theory for all you guys out there. Coming from a guy who has no psychological background. Psychology background. Well, actually, I study body language and that stuff, but that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah. Along the lines.
But there's actually people coming forward with their dreams, and there's a pattern in all of them. Most of the time when he pops up in people's dreams, he's actually trying to save them from their nightmare.
But some are in like a horrible way. It's like literally it is a nightmare.
Like if there's one story where this lady's having a bad dream and she was being abducted inside her dream. It was a nightmare. And she saw
is it like him trying to add to the dream? Or him trying to save her from the dream? Added to the nightmare?
He's trying to help her, but he just ended up making it more scary. So the story goes, this lady gets abducted, and there's two guys in the room. There's a screen in the room. She wakes up for a second. She falls back asleep, but then there's that same screen in the room. Her two abductors are in the room, and this man pops up on that screen, not saying a word. But he later comes out of the screen and slits her throat, so she wakes up.
He crawls out of the screen all ring style. Now that is a nightmare.
Just to slit her throat.
No, he saved me by crawling out of a TV screen and cutting my throat. That sounds like a nightmare in itself. But I don't know. That's
I mean, when we're putting this,
and like the people that can't, that didn't see the video, that's listening on the podcast, just the audio. This guy looks like if Gargamel and Mr. Bean had a hellspawn. It's this guy. that's like the only way I could describe
the
him.
ugliest one I heard of was this guy was inside of this lady's room, and then his head just started expanding, and then he started floating. That's could you imagine that? Like in the corner of your room, some dude just standing there, and
his head just distorts.
Yeah, it starts expanding, and then he starts floating. Yeah, and then she wakes up. I think he was trying to scare her awake.
Okay, so that's why you're saying he's trying to help them in their dreams, but he does it in the horrible way, like trying to scare them awake.
It's kind of like that theory from what's that movie called with all the emotions in the head?
Are you talking about
It's got like anger and joy and
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
What it is?
So these if you guys don't know this movie, you got to watch it. There's a scene where they're trying to wake this girl up, and they disrupt one of these productions that are actually supposed to be her dreams, and there's like cameras set up. There's all these people like production and stuff, and they go in there and they try to scare her awake, and they do it in the dumbest way. The
like
dog splits in half.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the theory here. Is what if this guy is actually part of the subconscious, and he's trying to scare you awake, and trying to help you either gather a broader sense of your problems and help you work through them, and on top of that,
he's save you from your own nightmares.
Right.
Is that kind of what is going on? Okay.
And there's actually a couple theories out there, and one of the theories that is more interesting is maybe this guy is a dream surfer. Maybe he's a real person who lives somewhere, and he's actually going into people's dreams on purpose.
To scare the hell out of them?
I guess so. But
That is ugly.
that kind of, it's... Now, everyone on the internet saying that has the the least scientific proof or facts around it, but maybe it's true. Maybe this guy's he has some sort of like really crazy psychology background, right? And he's learned how to jump into people's dreams and
trying to help them,
which kind of makes sense.
It doesn't sound like he's helping them to me. It sounds like he's just making it worse.
It would kind of make sense though if he was like a psychologist or something, and he had that insight, and he's trying to jump into people's dreams and help them.
I'm gonna help this lady
by slitting her throat,
crawling her out of her TV and slitting her throat.
It kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of.
If you're a psycho, it makes sense. I don't get it. It's ugly to me.
I don't know what I'd do if I seen that guy in the street. I'd probably try to wake myself up, thinking I'm sleeping.
He's here.
Oh God, he's here. I'm gonna read you. Do you have any stories that you've heard of? Like, what are your theories on this guy? And this is, I'll show a real image here on the video, but this is the guy we're talking about. It's a drawing. And there's an actual website you can go to. It's called thisman.org. This is not a plug. We're not doing this for them. But thisman.org, and it gives you all this insight of to who this guy could be, all these theories about him, all these stories, people coming forward.
It's like made for him, for people to share
their stories. To see if anybody can recognize him in public or try to get the phenomena out there.
Yeah.
It's just a creepy story.
I almost even thought it was like a kind of like somebody trying to make another Slender Man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like create a Slender Man type person. Like somebody's made up, but literally like kind of put that story out there that you'll see him in your dreams and get that in your head. When you fall asleep, you're gonna dream of him.
And then it starts a phenomena.
Start their own phenomena. Okay.
And there's actually a real theory about this. There's a guy, I think his name...
I thought that was mine, but alright.
There's a real theory about this. There's a guy named Andrea. I don't want to give my nephew's name because... Andrea Nutella. The only way I can remember him is freaking that Nutella. The delicious pastry. But the story goes that maybe this guy started this website, thisman.org. That's the theory. Nobody knows if it's true. Nobody's investigated those claims. And that this guy was like a master marketer. And what he did was create an image and then market that, and not knowing the outcome, but creating this monstrous phenomena. And maybe that it didn't start out that way.
But it ended up that way.
Like maybe he didn't think it would go that far.
Okay.
And being a marketer myself, I can only hope for that kind of break. Like, this guy's gotta... Okay, he's coming from a marketer. This guy has to be a monster marketer because he's managed to get this globally by just drawing an image, marketing a little bit, and then, boom, it takes off.
And then people started creating real images of him. And
like, he wasn't marketing for the internet. He was marketing, like...
monster.
He was marketing in the brain spectrums.
In the dream spectrum?
He's a dream spectrum marketer, which might be a real thing in the future. AI?
This man's a genius.
That's kind of creepy to think about. Like, AI in the future, like, they think that we're going to be able to put our mind on a computer, like...
And what, live forever?
Can you think of that marketing? Like, you see me pop up inside your head?
I was thinking of something else. I was like, jump way past that. Like, put my mind on a computer and live forever. He's thinking of just commercials.
Could you imagine living inside a computer and then someone just shuts you?
Idiot.
Clap. Done. But getting along into that theory, there's actually another theory out there that maybe this was a major corporation who has studied psychology and was actually priming the public for something major.
There's even one about he's created by the government. Did you read that one?
No.
You didn't read that one?
Elaborate.
I can't remember it exactly. I have to brush up on that for the next one, but
So is it basically kind of like the
almost like a
corporation?
hypnotism, like using him to hypnotize people in their dreams. Like, I don't know what to tell you how to hypnotize people, but there's a way you can hypnotise people in their dreams.
After audience falls asleep. Like, Marcus, we lost listeners.
I know. Like, literally, almost like when you can literally whisper in people's ears while they're sleeping and hypnotize them.
Yeah.
Tell them, keep repeating things over and over. Kind of get that in their head kind of thing. Almost like this is kind of like that.
It's kind of creepy to think about, because, like, what if it was a corporation? What if it was a government, and they are priming you somehow, some way? Because the mind is a crazy place to go. I mean, there's so much things that people don't know about. People think that hypnotizing is fake, but it turns out a lot of times it's true. People can actually hypnotize people. Yeah. And how are they doing that? And if that was true, is the government...
Almost like subliminal messages and things when you're sleeping, like music, TV, whatever. What's on the TV.
And they could have used that, if that was true, they could have used that guy to do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Create a phenomena and this image so that we can better prime people for something bigger in the future.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think he's a nightmare.
So that does it for this podcast. Depending on how receptive you guys were, we might jump into the next. Do you want to do this a second episode of this, or do you want to jump to something else?
We could probably jump into the second episode.
We're going to research this a little more, and we're going to do another episode next Thursday, 7:00 on Anchor, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify at Fallen Hour Radio.
My conclusion right now is he's a nightmare.
My conclusion right now, he's in your trunk. Okay, really quick. We were putting together the promo video for this, and Marcus was at my house until like 3:00 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, and then he just kept getting the heebie-jeebies. I was like, Marcus, record that, put it on Snapchat. He's like, I don't want to put that on my phone. We get the promo done. He goes to my door, and he lets open the blinds. He's like, looking out there. He's like, you might have to walk me to my car.
Jokingly, I said this jokingly.
He walked outside. He was scared. He thought he was in his trunk.
Speed walk to my car. But
that night I had weird dreams, though. I had a weird dream.
I did too. I think I was thinking about it too much. That's probably what it was.
And I went to the bathroom, washed my face, and I put the towel to my head, and it was almost like a flash image, like that image of the light stuck in your eyes.
Yeah.
I could see that guy's face in there.
I think because we've been working on this video for a little while.
Don't watch the promo twice. Well, that does it for this podcast. See you guys next Thursday, 7:00. You're listening to Fallen Hour Radio. My name is Sid Enoch. This is Marcus Takes the Horse, Enoch. You guys are listening to Fallen Hour Radio. See you guys.